Приветствую всех на канале Ахана Плей. Это вторая часть по игре «Убийство в Восточном экспрессе». Вместе мы будем расследовать интересные загадочные дела. Начнем. Так, нужно вспомнить, что нам нужно делать. Так, найти Бука.
Excuse me, monsieur. Pierre asked me to inform you that a passenger left us, so his room is yours. Monsieur Bouc instructed that your things be transferred to room 202 during dinner. You will be more comfortable in first class.
It is true what you say. Thank you.
Mr. Fouché, monsieur.
Классно, теперь мы будем в первом классе. Это, я считаю, уровень. Что у нас тут интересного? Ничегошеньки нет. Ух ты, бутылочки. Так, еще нам также нужно параллельно находить золотые усы. Так, ну здесь у нас туалет находится. Это, видимо, выход. Ресторан. О, а вот и месье Бук.
Please, my friend, join me. I have taken the liberty of ordering you your lobster.
Thank you. It appears our fellow passengers are all gathered here again tonight.
If I had but the pen of a Balzac, I would depict the scene.
Oh, it is an idea, that.
Ah, you agree. It has not been done, I think, and yet it lends itself to romance, my friend. All around us are people of all classes, of all nationalities, of all ages. For 3 days, these people, these strangers to one another, are brought together. They sleep and eat under one roof. They cannot get away from each other. At the end of the journey, they part. They go their several ways, never perhaps to see each other again.
Certainly it interests us, inviting us to watch and wonder about their lives.
I know you, my friend. Even now, your mind, it is at work. Let us test it. For example, what do you make of those two?
Так. Видимо, о тех двоих идет речь. Или не о них?
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks several languages. Let me tell you about her work. It's very important.
Так, ну она англичанка. Будет 40. Преподавательница английского. Отлично.
That's the right answer.
Это правильный ответ.
There is much you can learn about someone just by observing them and listening. For example, that lady is reserved. She reveals little. She is self-contained. Some secret prompts her to allow her dinner companion to carry the conversation. I confess, in this case, what I witnessed in Istanbul suggests more, but I will respect her privacy.
You will always amaze me.
Дальше вот эти вот
Mamma
господа.
mia, you can feel the power of engine. We climb into the mountains with ease. I know something about the power, and this baby has it in spades.
There's something special about a train. I'll give you that. I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items. And not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have against the cars? Now I work at Fortuna in Italy as a spokesperson. We are producing the next generation of electric cars, the Fortuna Firenze. Like the city, it is beautiful. We got the competitors looking over their shoulders so much, they're going to hit something.
Didn't mean to be insulting. It's just that there's something magical about a train.
Ну, ему 59, 35. Торговый представитель, он испанец? Итальянец?
I do not think that's the right answer.
Да, он итальянец.
Et voilà.
Великолепно.
The loud gentleman is very confident, a master of his own fate. It is as much in the inflection as it is in the words. He believes in winning, also that he is the one who will win.
You are a magician.
Oh, it is not a parlor trick, my friend. It is simply observation.
Время десертов.
My friend, this is one of the best desserts I have ever eaten.
You have always had the sweet tooth.
But this, it is a masterpiece. I can't understand how the dessert can be so good. I would love to know what the recipe is.
Рецепт от мисс Нильсон.
I couldn't tell what flavor the ice cream is.
Так, ну, скорее всего, мороженое здесь
It looks
лимонное.
like lemon. Look at the zest.
Возможно, с
Yes.
вкраплениями
I
такими.
wasn't sure what that was.
Дальше.
What is the red fruit?
Ягоды это
It looks like a
малина.
raspberry.
You have a good eye, Poirot. The biscuit is the
Больше
foundation of the
похоже на
dessert.
ананас.
All else is built
Наклеечка
upon it.
ананаса с
What do you
кожурой.
think?
It looks like crushed biscuits, my
Скошенное
friend.
печенье.
Finally observed, indeed. Poirot, I am embarrassed to ask you a great favor.
My friend, I am on this train due to the great favor you have done me. How may I assist you?
This dessert is sublime. If only I had the recipe. Unfortunately, the pastry chef, Miss Nielsen, she will guard her secrets. But you, my friend, I am sure you could make her confess.
You wish me to persuade the pastry chef to give up her recipe?
You who are the expert at interrogation.
Book, it is a dessert.
It is the pinnacle of desserts. You, my
Ради
friend,
лучшего десерта в
who,
мире
as you say,
готов пойти
are
на
on
все,
this
что
train,
угодно.
I blush to remind you.
Fine, you win. Again, what wouldn't I do for you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Poirot. Good luck.
Good evening, mademoiselle.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
That was a magnificent dessert you served us tonight. I wanted to tell you personally how much both Monsieur Bouc and I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
In fact, it is so good. Monsieur Bouc insists on knowing how you made it.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must know a chef never gives away their recipes. But, well, you helped with the refrigerator, and without space in it for me, there would have been no dessert. Very well. To prepare tonight's dessert,
Отлично.
first I melt sugar to make caramel. Then I spread this caramel to make tuiles. Between two tuiles, I add a small scoop of lemon ice cream, and I put the whole thing on a strawberry crown.
Poirot, you are suspicious even now. The pastry chef gave up her prized recipe a little too easily. I sense she wasn't entirely honest with me.
Ох, что великий Пуаро. Так, какое из этих предложений содержит ложь? Сначала я растапливаю сахар, чтобы приготовить карамель. Ну, в принципе, почему бы и нет. Затем делаю карамельный тюили. Все возможно. Потом между двумя тюилями кладу шарик лимонного мороженого. Ну, мы, в принципе, это и видели. И выкладываю все это на ягоды клубники. Там были ягоды малины.
Thank you for sharing your recipe with me. But I doubt those are strawberries you're using.
Oops. You have a good eye, Monsieur Poirot. Very well. What fruit do you think I used?
Так, это была малина.
You used raspberries, not strawberries. I'm not fooled.
You're right. Mr. Book, he couldn't tell the difference. Let's move on to the bottom part of the dessert.
My favorite part of the dessert.
First, I melted some butter. I crumbled pieces of chocolate into the butter. Then I placed the mix in a circular mold. Finally, I let the whole thing cool down to let it harden.
Объяснение. Так, какое из этих предложений содержит ложь? Сначала я растопила немного сливочного масла. Ну, в принципе, да. Покрошила шоколад и добавила в него масло. Вот это вот ложь, потому что там не было шоколада. Там было печенье. Затем выложила смесь в круглую форму. В принципе, да, десерт имеет круглую форму. И оставила остывать, чтобы все застыло. Выбираем про шоколад.
It's certainly not chocolate that you've crumbled.
I see you do have an excellent palate. Do you know what ingredients I used?
Раскрошенные
A clever
печенье.
pastry chef might mix crushed biscuits with butter to create this delicious base.
That's it. You're getting closer to the entire recipe.
Closer? I've caught murderers with less difficulty than this.
I'll give you one last challenge. I'm sure you will be able to figure out the order I mix my ingredients in. If you can, you will have earned my recipe.
Mademoiselle, solving the murder of Roger Ackroyd was easier than this.
Так, вот новый узел появился. Рецепт десерта. Так, ваниль добавляют непосредственно перед мукой. Тут у нас есть, получается, мука, яйца, сахар. Что это получается? Молоко, ваниль и апельсин. Ваниль добавляют непосредственно перед мукой. Поставим ваниль вот так вот. Затем муку. Яйца добавляю первыми или последними. Поставим пока первыми. Цедру апельсина добавляют после муки. Сахар и молоко никогда не добавляют одно за другим. Так. Сместим на одну. Сахар добавляют после ванили. Сахар после ванили. Яйца и цедра апельсина в рецепте идут рядом. Получается, ваниль добавляют непосредственно перед мукой. Ваниль, мука. Яйца добавляют первыми или последними. Добавили их первыми. Цедру апельсина добавляют после муки. Цедру апельсина.
I must admit I'm not
Неправильно.
right this time.
Так, еще раз. Ваниль добавляют непосредственно перед мукой. То есть вот мука, вот ваниль. Яйца добавляют первыми или последними. А если сахар, ваниль, мука, цедра, яйца и молоко?
This is wrong.
Тоже
But
нет.
I'm never far from the truth.
Яйца же последние или первые?
I do not think
Тоже
that's the
нет.
right answer.
Так, ваниль добавляют непосредственно перед мукой. Вот ваниль, вот мука. Яйца добавляют первыми или последними. Так, пока все уберем. Пусть будут последними. Цедру апельсина добавляют после муки. Цедра после муки. Сахар и молоко никогда не добавляют одно за другим. Вот, они стоят отдельно друг от друга. Сахар добавляют после ванили.
No,
Боже,
not good.
нет. А если яйца будут первыми?
I must admit I'm not
Что ж
right
так
this
сложно?
time.
Сахар добавляют после ванили. Яйца и цедра апельсина в рецепте идут рядом. О, отлично. Нужно было просто поменять местами
I'm right
молоко и яйца.
That happens to me a lot.
Так, рецепт мы должны
As
получить.
promised, my recipe is yours. Give me 5 minutes to write it down for you.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I can take advantage of this moment to resume my little observations of the passengers.
Так, нам нужно продолжить исследовать пассажиров.
Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragomirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
What is your favorite dish?
Curry roast. It is a specialty of mine.
Так. Досье на эту женщину. Скорее всего, она немка. Уже довольно взрослая. Скорее 76, и она ассистентка.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
33. Но она выглядит намного старее, чем
That was
та
easy.
женщина, которая была преподавательницей. Интересно, какие у вас любимые блюда? Можете написать в комментарии. Мне будет очень интересно почитать об
I
этом.
made a lot of progress on the expenses last night, sir. I should be done by tomorrow morning.
You're supposed to be a fast worker, Hector.
Sorry, sir. Working here is not as comfortable as in our office in Boston.
You're lucky to ride in a train like this.
Так, данный человек американец, 40, секретарь. Прекрасно.
That's the right
Это
answer.
правильный ответ.
Here you are, sir. My recipe. Please tell Mr. Book he should not expect my recipes for the other desserts.
Thank you very much, mademoiselle. I know he will sincerely appreciate the gesture, and I will make certain he gets the message.
Прекрасно, мы получили рецепт. Отдадим его Буку.
Poirot, you were gone such a long time.
It proved more challenging than I expected.
This is wonderful. Did it require the use of your little grey cells?
More the exercise of my little taste buds.
Thank you so much, my friend. Eat your dessert. You've earned it.
Ну, рисовка персонажей, конечно, вообще.
Good
Это
evening.
что-то с
My
чем-то.
name is Ratchet. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot. Is that so?
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
Your exploits are well known on my side of the Atlantic. In my country, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning a lot of money?
My clientele, monsieur, is limited nowadays. I undertake very few cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
Так, мистер. Это американец, ему 62, и он бизнесмен. Великолепно.
I'm right again. That happens
Я
to me a
снова
lot.
прав, как обычно.
What is it you wish me to do for you, Monsieur Ratchet?
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man. A very rich man. Men in that
Ничего себе,
position have
кольцо
enemies. I
огромное.
have an enemy.
Monsieur,
С
in my
изумрудом.
experience, when a man is in a position to have, as you say, enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point. Enemy or enemies, it doesn't matter. What does matter is my safety. My life has been threatened, Mr. Poirot. Now, I'm a man who can take pretty good care of himself. But as I look at it, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And remember, big money.
I regret, Monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal, I do
Мне
not
нравится
like
ваше
your
лицо.
face, Mr. Ratchet. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to finish my coffee.
Просто так прямо сказать
Peaceful.
человеку об этом. Отказаться от большой суммы денег. Лечь спать в новом купе. Вернемся обратно. Теперь у нас новый номер. Номер 202. Я вот все хочу найти усишки. Вряд ли это что-то дает мне такое прям баснословное, но
A
все же
nightcap, Monsieur
интересно.
Poirot?
A cup of coffee, Monsieur Fauché. Then I will retire to my new compartment.
I
Почему
am sure
бы
you
нет
will
перед
find
сном
it to be
выпить
most
кофе?
comfortable.
Ну, не такой уж и большой поезд, не такой длинный. 5
We have
вагонов.
stopped?
Yes, sir. Belgrade Station. If you'd like to go out and get some fresh air, now is the time. The train leaves at 9:15.
No, I see that it is snowing. I will not seek out the fresh air.
Probably a wise decision. May I suggest
Это
a
тоже за
chocolate to
окном идет
accompany
прям
your coffee?
снегопад
It is produced
такой.
by my father, the best chocolatier in Switzerland.
I would never refuse a chocolate with such high recommendation.
I know you will enjoy it, and please let me know if there is anything else you require.
Так, ты у нас швейцарец. Потому что его отец делает шоколад швейцарский. 28. И он бармен. Прекрасно.
My little gray cells did not let me
Маленькие
down.
серые клеточки меня не подвели.
Everything was perfect. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Is there anything you require, monsieur?
No, merci.
Держим путь обратно в спальню.
Why, I thought you'd left us. You said you were getting off at Belgrade.
Так,
You
Что-то не так.
misunderstood me.
But, man, your baggage, it's gone.
It has been moved into another compartment, that is all.
Oh, I see.
что ты так переживаешь, что я тут нахожусь? Ой, не в ту сторону. Нужно было идти в первый класс. И здесь нет усишек. Где все мои
I wish you
золотые
a good night,
усишки?
Monsieur Poirot.
Good night.
Так, у нас номер
I hope you'll
202.
sleep well and that your head will be better in the morning.
It is just the cold. I'm now making myself a cup of tea.
I hope it'll warm you up.
I hope so. Good night.
Well, good night, my dear. What a brave girl. On the other hand, that man there in the next cabin, Monsieur Ratchet, he scares the hell out of me. There's something wrong about that man. My daughter always says I'm very intuitive. When Mama gets a hunch, she's dead right. That's what my daughter says. And I've got a hunch about that man. He's next door to me, and I don't like it. I put my bags against the communicating door last night. I thought I heard him trying the handle. Well, whoever you are, I'm going right to bed to read. Good night.
Good night, madam.
Очень
Whoever I
интересная
am.
женщина, конечно. Ну, лицо у него правда неприятное. Что-то залысина на голове. Такая лужайка.
Monsieur Ratchet seems very upset.
Так, наш номер 202. Ну, довольно-таки солидный номер. Так, там дверь не открывается, видимо, выход в другое купе. Своя раковина, столик и кровать. Ложимся спать.
Finally, a real bed fit for a king or a very tired detective.
Какая у него забавная пижамка. Классная такая. Прям под цвет вагона своего номера. Так, ну время 12 часов 37 минут.
Monsieur Ratchet?
Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé.
Так, уже происходят какие-то странные дела. Уже 1:15. Так, и это все время ночное.
Good night, madam.
Все в
The
порядке.
American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I point out that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. And how, I ask, did he get out? And leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen. The train has stopped, Mr. Michel.
We have run into a snowdrift. Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days
Where are we?
between Vinkovsky and Brod.
Oh la la. It's time for me to go back to bed.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
Так, ну я думаю, что мы здесь останемся на целую неделю. Егу. Ну вот спать ему, по-моему, никто вообще не даст сегодня. Этой ночью. Так, очень интересно, что же за это время у нас произошло. Мы застряли где-то, потому что выпало очень много снега, и мы застряли.
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast. The train still hasn't left.
Такие вот горы, снег. Ну, пейзаж красивый. Отправляемся на завтрак. Так, здесь все то же самое.
Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
Мы-то как раз туда направляемся.
This delay is intolerable.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the
Это
train
оказалось
until I
не
got to
совсем
Paris.
простой путь путешествия.
Beautiful piano. What a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Тут усатый господин.
Excusez-moi,
Вообще-то
sir.
он же тебе
Yes?
помог найти
Monsieur
билеты.
Book asks for you to join
Как
him in
можно было не
compartment
запомнить его имя?
203.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course. But you obviously have some influence with Book.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any information.
Нужно узнать, что происходит. Так, у него номер 203. Ну, вагоны, конечно, где дорого-богато вообще. О, а вот и Бук.
Ah, my good friend. Come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed. Stabbed.
A passenger? Which passenger?
Погиб пассажир.
In there. He's an American. A man called Ratchet. It was his valet masterman who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. The Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
Так. Новая разгадка — это смерть Рэтчета.
Mr.
Нам
Poirot,
нужно осмотреть место
I am Dr.
преступления.
Constantine.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in postmortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please, if you need any help, I won't be far away.
Из Кении, скорее всего. 47, и он врач. Да. Мы разгадали еще одну мини-загадку. Собрали досье. Взглянем на тело.
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course,
Просто
prepare
его в
a
дырочку.
complete report on my findings.
Thank you. I'll take photos.
Еще одна улика.
There's a letter H embroidered on it.
Так, очень интересно.
Did it belong to Ratchet?
Баночка с жидкостью от курилок.
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside. I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
Видимо, ему что-то подсыпали.
This phone was deliberately smashed.
И его телефон разбит. А, еще здесь пистолет имеется.
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready. Yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police.
И часы у него еще имеются, разбитые.
The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m.
Кстати, мы же просыпались в час 15 ночи.
That to be the time when the attack occurred. Where can the killer have gone? The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room. I wonder what could be in this photo.
Какая-то фотография имеется. О, нам нужно восстановить фотографию. Это же котик. А, можно же вращать ее. Ой, немножко не туда. Это же фотография маленького котеночка за Дейзи.
Daisy. Interesting. That's the right answer.
И это правильный ответ. Продолжим осмотр.
Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
Алиса брела по лесу, где росла 1000 цветов. Она сорвала 10 цветов и сделала букет. Вдруг букет превратился в бабочку, а цветы на земле начали разрастаться. Их стало в 2 раза больше. Алиса пристала перед дверью, которая сказала ей: «Если хочешь выбраться отсюда, скажи мне, сколько цветов осталось в лесу». Какая интересная загадка. Ой. Назад.
Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet.
Так, в чемодане больше ничего нет.
Box of sleeping
Баночка
pills.
со снотворным. Возможно, как раз таки та загадка и была подсказкой к сейфу. Так, в загадке было рассказывалось 1000 цветов, сорвали 10 и умножить на 2. Это получается 19, 8. Отлично. Мы разгадали пароль от сейфа. Еще одна записка. Тебе воздастся за каждого человека, которому ты причинил вред. Твоя смерть близка. Мы никогда не забудем. Ну, тут имеются денежки. Он как-то был богатым человеком.
Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep. Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep.
Ну, так-то закладка такая забавная. С кроликом из Алисы в стране чудес.
This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side.
Так, и там ничего нет.
The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
У нас там имеется новый узел. Давайте его разгадаем. Ладно, пока нельзя. Так, ночь убийства.
I'm sorry, doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Book. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this.
Связь с
Did you know
жертвой.
the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Ну, у доктора есть алиби,
Did you
это
touch
уже
anything in here
неплохо.
this morning?
I checked for
Значит,
a
ему можно
pulse.
доверять.
There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What can you tell me
Жертва.
about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
I
Ну и
assume the open
проход.
window complicates matters.
Indeed, conditions are not perfect.
Угу. Как убийца покинул купе? Нужно брать два элемента, которые указывают на то, как убийца мог покинуть купе Рэтчета. Окно открыто, цепочка на двери в коридор сломана, смежное купе ведет в дверь, поезд застрял в снегу и остановился, месье Мишель выбил главную дверь в купе этим утром, и дверь смежной купе не закрыта на щеколду. Скорее всего, про щеколду и смежную и дверь в смежное купе. Так он мог выйти через дверь. Про окно и про то, что поезд застрял в снегу. Ну и про выбитую дверь и цепочку, эту щеколду.
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubert's room.
My little gray cells did not
Мои
let me
маленькие серые
down.
клеточки меня не подвели. Свидетели побега убийцы. Так, ну только 2 человека. Это, возможно, месье Мишель и Хабар. Да.
Et voilà.
Ну, прекрасно. Мы
I shouldn't
выяснили.
leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene.
Так, нас осталось расспросить Мишеля и месье миссис Хаббард. Ну а на этом наша вторая часть подходит к концу. Спасибо вам большое, что посмотрели этот ролик до конца. Буду рада вашим комментариям. Я всех люблю, целую и обнимаю. Пока-пока.